Shalom, shalom, shalom. We're back. All praise to the Most High. We're back. Back from the blitz. That's word. Successful mission out there. All praise to the Most High for that. You are now tuned into
Our Hidden History radio show.
Yeah, man, we're back, man. So it's a long ride back, but we made it. So sorry for the delay. Successful mission was accomplished out there.
Yeah, can we get applause?
Thank you, IT.
It's only the work of the apostles.
It's not a big deal.
Anyways, all praise to the Most High for that. We managed to have a successful trip out there in Milwaukee. Shout outs to the captains, ATL captains, Captain Messiah, Captain Shemaiah. There's too many brothers out there. Captain Palu.
All praise.
Captain Aye, Captain Messiah was out there. Captain Shia was out there. All praises. So we up. Captain Shem is out there giving hell. Oh gosh, jeez. Shout out to Officer Job, on our wonderful journey in the wilderness. Thank you, brother. Our wonderful wandering in the wilderness.
Oh man.
I'll leave it at that. I'll be nice. But all praises, we managed to go out there and reach the people, But people came out their houses. It's not like the city. It's more like that's like the south, west, whatever.
Yeah, southwest.
So, people had to come. You have to kind of fish, People come out their house and start coming to us. So people were very receptive. Of course.
Once they hear the military marching.
Yeah, we want to start marching through there. People start coming out the house and on their porch. So definitely left an impression out there, Lord's will.
That's right. Those people they're thirsty for that.
Yeah. So Lord's will.
You didn't have too many people bucking up against the word.
Not really, no. You did have some nonsense out there, but for the most part, I would say it was a mission well done, a mission accomplished, and all praises for that, man. Greatness. You got more blitzes to come, so all praises for that. So let's just keep up the good work, keep doing what we're doing. All praise to the Most High and the Son. All right, so let's begin. We still got our foot on Ishmael's neck. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to ravage this doctrine of the Ishmaelites, Islam. As I said before, and I'll say again as a disclaimer, I do not have any hatred of any kind or any personal beef with the Nation of Islam. Those are my brothers, and so far I love my people. But I despise the ideology that they had decided to adopt, only because of the history behind the people of the ideology. I'm going to attack the man, and I'm going to attack the nation behind the ideology. Right. The people I love, they don't know any better, they don't understand or know. If they do know and choose not to know, that's on them, that is on you. But I am going to attack the man, I'm going to attack the ideology, and I'm going to attack the man and the nation he is associated with, because according to the Bible, they are our enemies, according to the Bible. So I'm going to make it clear that this is not a personal hatred that I have towards the Nation of Islam or Muslims in general. But you Arabs who are watching, or you Ishmaelites that are watching, you guys instinctively avoid talking about slavery because you were heavily involved in it. Heavily involved, and this lesson is tying into this. This lesson is going to tie into just how much you were involved in that enslavement of our people. I'm going to touch into that. We're going to go into that, but right now we're going to go into the gods. We're going to touch on the dark secrets of Islam and so forth. As I was saying before, it's important that we go into that. So real quick, let's touch on where I want to go. Where do I want to go? Let's see, where am I at? We're going to go to Geographus. You should have that already. Volume 4. I don't have it on me. I wish I had it on me. I don't have it on me. But Geographus, here we go. This book was published very, 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 it's an old book. Let me see. Do we have the year it was published? You probably don't.
Nah. Right.
Oh, yeah, we do.
1714.
Yep, 1714. You know where you were, right? Black folks, you should have an idea as to where you were when this book was being put together, when it was published. You should have an idea as to where we were on this side of the world during this time. All right, 1714. All right, now let's go to the next pages I have. Lord, let me see. It mentions Ishmael burning the Bibles. Let me see it.
Is it underlined, Deacon?
I don't even remember, man. I gotta look and see. It mentions Ishmael burning the Bibles. Go back. It should be in the beginning pages. Go to the one that's circled. Let me see that one. Blow it up. It should be underlined.
Yeah, it should be.
Yes, I did underline it. All praises. All right. We're going to start from Leo says. No, go up. We shall treat. Start from there.
Yes, sir. We shall treat of the blacks when we come to Guinea, Negro land, and the Cape of Good Hope,
Cape of Good Hope is South Africa. Go ahead.
where they inhabit.
Now, these are all our people here. This whole thing revolves around our people. All right? Go ahead.
Leo says, there are other kingdoms on the southern frontier of this country, which are inhabited by rich, industrious, and just sort of people. Judaism was the religion of the ancient Africans for a long time, and succeeded by Christianity.
Now, within this book, when it mentions ancient Africans, it's referring to the ancient Israelites that resided here from the very beginning. From the time of Carthage, from the time of Dido, Princess Dido, when we arrived over here around the 800s BC. That's what it's going to say. So in this book, it lets you know that it's referring to us, Israelites, but it calls us ancient Africans because we resided here for a long time. So when it says Judaism was the religion of the ancient Africans, it's a reference to the Israelites that resided there for a long time. Go ahead.
But Mohammedanism prevailed in the 208th year of the Hagara, when all the Jews, Christians, and professors of the African religion.
The professors of the African religion is reference to Judaism. That's what it's talking about. Go ahead.
That could be found were put to death.
So after a while, when Muhammad came around, he went on his rampage. Anyone who was found observing Judaism was deemed what is called a kafir. Okay, the Israelites called us kafir. That term kafir did not come from white folks in South Africa.
Right.
It came from the Arabs that were selling us out of those areas. South Africa, anyone who was not a follower of Islam was deemed a kafir or a non-believer. So they launched what's called jihad. I'm going to get into that, Lord's Law. I won't jump in your head, but I'll go into anyway. They launched what's called a jihad or a holy war. Anyone who was not an observer of Islam, they launched what's called a jihad or a holy war against the inhabitants of Africa and enslaved them. Killed the men most of the time and enslaved the women and children. That's what they would do. Read on.
Yet, in process of time, their intestine quarrels made them neglect Muhammad's law.
Right, because we were forced to observe Islam, we started going against it. Because that's not, we were originally observing Judaism. Go ahead.
And revolt from the caliphs of Baghdad.
And we began to revolt from Islam. Go ahead.
For which they were severely punished by the Mohammedan caliphs, who caused all their books to be burnt.
They were burning our Bibles. They were burning them. Go ahead.
On suspicion that the knowledge of the arts and sciences prompted them to contempt Muhammad's law.
The knowledges of sciences and arts is the Bible.
The Bible, yes.
That's what it's talking about. That prompted them to go against Islam. That's why we're going against it now. The Bible is the arts and sciences that prompted us to go against Muhammad's law. Because most of Muhammad's law revolves around honoring him. Honoring him in that stone, which is idolatry. Straight up and down. Go ahead.
The Africans on the coast are still very gross idolaters.
Now, the person that wrote this is a Christian. So he's saying the ones that did not observe Christianity were also considered idolaters. Go ahead.
Marmel says that those of Barbary
goes into northwest Africa, like Mauritania, Morocco, Algeria. That's referring to that, Barbary. Go ahead.
Continue to worship the sun and fire till the year 349.
So our people did, in fact, observe Judaism, and some of them did go into pagan practices of sun and fire of the Hamites that resided there first. Go ahead.
When they were converted to Christianity, some of the Negroes of Lower Ethiopia worshiped the sun, moon, or stars. Others water, fire, or the first living thing they met when they went abroad. Those of Upper Ethiopia worshiped the Lord of Heaven.
Baal. Go ahead.
Before the Queen of Sheba went to Solomon to be instructed in the law of Moses and the prophets, when they embraced Judaism, as did also some of the inhabitants of Lower Ethiopia.
Because Israel was already there. Go ahead.
Who continued until they were taught Christianity by the Queen of Candace's eunuch.
Right, that's Philip's disciple. Go ahead.
Who was baptized by Philip in 1067. Mohammedanism came into the island.
Inland.
Came into the inland parts of Lower Ethiopia with
Abu Bakr.
Abu Bakr's son, who invaded them. But those on the coast continue in their idolatry, except a few who have been converted by the Portuguese since they sailed to those parts.
That's all I want. So the point I wanted was the fact that the Mohammedans or the Israelites were burning our Bibles. When we resisted against Islam, that's what they were doing. Now, let's go to, the Jew. Do we have that? The Jew or Negro by Abernathy? Yes, sir. You have that here?
I think you gave him all that page.
Okay, let's get that. Let's get page 58. This is 1910. 1910. Now, understand. You may say, oh, we weren't slaves during this time. No, but you still had segregation. White libraries, black libraries. So don't think that these books are in black hands. They were not. A lot of them were not. The Jew or Negro by Abernathy, page 58. Let's start there. Let's see. What do I want?
The author believes.
Yeah, let's start from the Learned Orientalist.
The learned Orientalist, Professor Morris Jastrow of the University of Pennsylvania, says the three friends of Job were Arabians.
Go ahead.
The author believes that the relationship between the Jews and the Egyptians is so clearly demonstrated in the instances of Joseph and his posterity that it was recognized. Considering these facts, it is probable that Moses and his triumphal military excursions against the Ethiopians were courted and wed by Tharbis.
So it's believed historically that Moses, prior to being called by the Lord, was heavily involved in Egypt's military. He was raised as Pharaoh's son, so he was heavily involved. And this was Moses' his life before the Lord called him when he was 80 years old. That's what historians say. Go ahead.
The daughter of the king.
You watch the movie Ten Commandments, it shows this. It goes into Moses' military campaigns against the Ethiopians, things of that nature. It's not biblical, but some historical accounts talk about Moses' activities in Egypt. Go ahead.
The daughter of the king of Ethiopia, out of respect for the great lawgiver's military renown and splendor. It seems hardly probable that, had not Moses been of similar caste, of Negro blood.
Moses what?
It seems hardly probable that, had not Moses been of similar caste of Negro blood.
Moses was of Negro blood.
Bro, that messed me up. That's why
he was like, it messed me up too. Negro blood.
Dang.
Negro blood. Go ahead.
He would have wedded himself to an Ethiopian.
Go ahead. He did. Zipporah. Go ahead.
Josephus and other historians give credence to the statement that the wife of Moses was this princess Tharbis.
Go ahead.
From the accepted biblical account, we are forced to accept the conclusion that the entire plan of judicature set forth by Moses for the Hebrews was arranged and advised by Jethro, his father-in-law, who was a Cushite.
Who was an Ethiopian, a black man too. A Hamite, but a black man also, like Moses' wife. Go ahead.
Exodus 18:14.
Uh-huh.
A peculiar coincidence is founded.
That's all. We'll go next page. So Negro blood. That's all I want that page. Read on. Abraham's intermarriage. Go there.
Abraham's intermarriage with Hagar shows an early social, if not physical and racial, relationship between the Negroes and the Jews. For Hagar was an Ethiopian, yet she was accepted into the...
Hagar was Egyptian. Go ahead. That's a bone. Go ahead.
Yet she was accepted into the domestic circle with the Jewish wife of Abraham and bore offspring to him, as we are told by the scriptures.
Go ahead.
We must not forget also that it was by the direct advice of Abraham's wife that this offspring was begotten of Hagar.
Ishmael, go ahead.
Who, being barren herself, counseled Abraham to begat his long-promised offspring for Hagar. And they both looked to this intercourse to produce the long-expected descendancy assured Abraham.
Right, Sarah encouraged Abraham to take Hagar to raise up children for him. Go ahead.
Sure.
For an heir. Go ahead.
Surely, if Abraham had not been himself Negro.
Oh, gosh. Read it again. Surely what?
Surely, if Abraham had not been himself Negro,
go ahead.
He would not have been so ready to tinge an ensured posterity whose certainty God had pledged in his own good time with the tawniness of Ethiopia.
Abraham was Negro too.
Damn.
Moses Negro, Abraham Negro. This is 1910. These people know the color of the people in the Bible. It's not a mystery. We didn't know. Go ahead.
The next important intermarital event in the Jewish...
Now, I'm sorry. The author of this book believes that the people who are called themselves Jews today are the real Jews, but they descend from black Jews and over time became white. So his whole premise of this book, whoever wrote this, the author of this book, their premise was to show, okay, well, the Jews were black at one time, and so were the Hebrews, but over time they became white through intermingling, which is nonsense. Let's go ahead. But of course, we did mingle, but the guys over there in Israel today are not the guys.
Right.
I'm going to say it again. Israel, over time, we are different shades from real white to real dark. True. But the people over there in Israel are not the descendants of Jacob, okay? They're descendants of Esau. Go ahead.
The next important intermarital event in the Jewish early epoch of which history speaks is that of Joseph, although we must not regard these as the solitary instances of such interwedlock. They serve to establish the proofs of the relationship which existed between the Jews and that nation, which we now know to have been Negro,
Black, go ahead.
and determine the contention of the author by irrefutable proofs.
Come on.
Joseph is regarded by many as the real starting point of Jewish history in its relation to the messianic prophecy.
Okay.
He was, we know, the most prominent of the sons of Israel, Jacob. Pharaoh, in his endeavor to honor Joseph, gave him the begs, the question. No.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Get on page 101.
59.
59. We gave him the what? Do you have more on that? That's it.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Go to page 101.
There are hieroglyphs.
That's fine.
There are hieroglyphs on the Egyptian pyramids that express white men of the north with blue eyes.
That's Greeks. Don't let them lie to you. That's a bone. Go ahead.
And we know that these pyramids stood at least 3,000 years BC.
And when the Greeks came on and took over, they put white folks in there. That's nonsense. Go ahead.
In the Boston Museum, there is an ancient Greek amphora of the earlier art age decorated with views of artisans and mechanics, which shows them to be very dark. But the customer being served in a shoemaker's shop is white. The word Hellen means white.
Oh, no, okay. Go ahead.
The Hellenese were white men, and Hellas was white man's country.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was black. The Greeks were black, Javan, and then the white man took over, so it became a white man's country like this one did. But not really. Go ahead.
The Trojan War seems to be a tradition of a race war.
Let's go down. I just don't want to waste my time. Go down. Let me see. I'm trying to see why I want this.
The author mentions.
We got page 60 here.
You do?
Read that, yeah.
Okay, read page 60, please. I want it for a reason.
Let me post it.
Let me see why I wanted this page here. I wanted it for a reason.
There's
You got
in
it?
the Telegram.
Get page 60 then. Yeah, let's see what this says.
Yeah, put that up.
We'll go back to this page in a minute. We'll see what's there. Let me see what it has here. Let me look at it. Go ahead. Daughter, priest of On.
Daughter of the priest of On. Potiphar, an Egyptian to wife.
Yeah, Joseph was given this woman here. Go ahead.
From this relationship, 2 sons were born to
Right.
Joseph. The reader must not lose sight of the fact elsewhere, herein, historically prove that it was no less a repugnance to the white races to intermarry with the black races than it was to the blacks to take white consorts,
It was. Go ahead.
as they considered white people in common with the devil.
Damn, I knew that was in this page. All praises.
All praises.
All praises. I didn't know I was
Let me
even
read
on
that
there.
again.
Read it again.
As they considered white people in common with the devil, and thus painted all their symbols of the wicked one.
Damn.
Wow.
Good page. Go ahead.
That's right.
If Joseph had not been of identical or
That's all I want to read that. If Joseph what?
If Joseph had not been of identical or relative color with the Egyptians,
Go ahead.
it is not probable he would have considered this connection with Potiphar an honorable or desirable one.
Meaning Joseph looked like an Egyptian. He passed for an Egyptian. He was black like them. Go ahead.
However, even admitting this may not have been the case, the intermarriage established a racial relationship beginning to that time. Jacob, Israel, publicly recognized the 2 sons born to Joseph from his Egyptian wedlock and proclaimed them as his own children.
True.
Thus conferring on them the right to be known as Israelites.
Right, based on the father.
And now thy sons Ephraim and Manasseh, which were born unto thee in the land
Go
of
on down.
Egypt.
That's all I want. That's good. That's some good stuff, though. That's some good stuff. Go to page 101. Why did I want this page?
He looked like he was an Egyptian, even his brother did not recognize.
Yeah, exactly. He passed for. Let's get that. Let's get that real quick. Let's get that. Genesis 49. Let's get that. He spoke to them by an interpreter. I know it's 49, right? It's a 49 or is it 47?
I think it's 47, 48.
47.
48, I believe.
And remember when they went to bury him in the land, they called them all Egyptians.
Yeah, because they all passed for him. The Canaanites called them that. Genesis 40.
Yeah, 47.
47.
It's before that.
No, it's like 46. Or 44. Spoke to them by an interpreter.
I think it's way before that.
Yeah, it's really. Hold on a second. 40.
42.
Yeah, I think it's 42.
42. 42.
And verse 7.
Yeah, verse
start,
7.
start at verse 7.
The book of Genesis, chapter 42 and verse 7. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, but made himself strange unto them,
He acted like he didn't know them. Go ahead.
and spake roughly unto them.
Uh-huh.
And he said unto them, Whence come ye? And they said, From the land of Canaan to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew not him.
Because of what he had on. The makeup on, the garb shaved. He didn't recognize him. Go to verse 23.
Verse 23. And they knew not that
No,
Joseph...
no, they were speaking. No, read verse 22.
Yes, sir. Verse 22. And Reuben answered them, saying, Spake I not unto you, saying, Do not sin against the child? And ye would not hear.
Talk about Joseph. Go ahead.
There-
The Jews saying this happened to us because what we did to Judah. I mean, we did to Joseph. This happened to us, and this is karma. But they're saying, well, what we did to our brother, bad things happen to us now. See, I told you guys you shouldn't hurt Joseph. Go ahead.
Therefore, behold, also his blood is required.
So they're saying this to each other in Hebrew. They're speaking in Hebrew. Watch this.
And they knew not that Joseph understood them.
Because Joseph can speak Hebrew also. Go ahead.
For he spake unto them by an interpreter.
Right. So he spoke Egyptian, and he spoke what they call it, Coptic. He spoke Egyptian to them, and he understood what they were saying as well. But he spoke to them by an interpreter. So he's speaking to his interpreter in what they call it, Coptic or Egyptian, and then the guy is translating to them in Hebrew. But they're talking amongst themselves. He can hear them talking about him or whatever. So showing that they didn't recognize him because he passed for an Egyptian. He spoke to them through an interpreter. Okay? So Joseph passed for an Egyptian. Get on, was it 50? When Jacob died, they mourned.
Yeah, 50.
50, yep.
I think verse 9. 8.
11.
11.
Genesis chapter 50 and verse 11. And when the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning in the floor of Atad, they said, This is a grievous mourning to the Egyptians. Wherefore, the name of it was called Abel Mazraim,
The mourning of Egyptians. Go ahead.
which is beyond Jordan.
Because the Canaanites saw Joseph and the Israelites and the Egyptians together mourning for Jacob when he passed on. And they referred to all of them that were there as Egyptians. Because they saw a bunch of black folks wearing Egyptian clothing, for the most part, mourning over Jacob. Okay? So so all of us passed for them. That's Joseph right here. Here's a depiction of Joseph here on the wall. Okay? Here's a depiction of Joseph going from, or sitting up as second to Pharaoh. All right? That's him there. Now, yep, that's him there. Now, let's go back to page 101 again. Jew or Negro.
Go down to the,
I don't know
go
why I
down,
like
go down,
this.
go down.
Go to the old Greek amphore. I don't know what that word even means.
The Old Greek amphore have a remarkable tendency to depict women with white skins.
The old Greek because the original Greeks were black, and they had very, like today, the Hawaiians, the Tahitians, the Fiji, they have long hair. Okay, they have very long hair, like the movie Moana, I think it is. The guy when The Rock plays the character, his hair is like mad long. So the men and women have hair very similar. So what they would do was they would paint themselves as brown, and they would paint their women as white. So you know between the man and woman the difference because one had long hair or the other. So the old Greeks, the original Greeks, they call it the Greek Dark Ages. The Greeks, the original Japheth, would depict their women as white, and they deified their women also. Okay, they were a nation of simps, but they deified their women like the Egyptians. They deified their women. Okay, so the women were painted as a different color because they're the same resemblance, same long hair. So they'll paint them as white and they'll be brown. The men were painted as brown all the time. So read again.
The Old Greek Amphorae have a remarkable tendency to depict women with white skins, while all the other people are shown as very dark.
Right, to mean the other men were dark. The ancient Greeks are dark. Go ahead.
The author mentions this because the Greeks descended from Japhet
Right.
and were Aryans. Thus, it deduces a further proof that to Shem and Ham was conveyed the burden of jointly producing the black races of the world.
Jeez. Shem and Ham were jointly producing black races of the world. That's what I want the page. Shem and Ham produced black races. Shem and Ham produced black races. That means the Persians were black. The Assyrians were black. Elam, the East Indians, black, or you call them Dravidians or whatever, black.
Moab.
Moab black, Ammon black, Ishmael black, Jacob was black, Abraham was black. Shem and Ham produced black races. Go ahead. And this guy gonna try to say that Japheth produced. Remember, he said earlier that the men were very dark. The Japhetic men were dark, but they drew their women as white, so you can discern between which is
Right,
which.
still-
Between both genders, they're still black.
Still black.
But Japheth got conquered, so Shem and Ham became the prominent race because they took over the world. Go ahead.
The author refers the reader who desires a fuller explanation of this reference to the Hellenists to Dr. Woodruff's admirable work.
That's all I want. That's all I want was the Shem and Ham black race of the world. Get what page is that? 101?
Yes, sir.
Get 102.
That some Jews.
No, wait. Go back to 101 again. Go back to the bottom. You see the bottom? Let me see. Homer's characters were tall, chestnut-haired, apparently Teutons. That was us, too. Teutons is Jake, too. Teutonics, that was us.
Yeah, we brought out books on that.
Yeah, read Homer's character. Let me see something on there. Homer's characters were all tall. Let me read that. Homer was he wrote the Iliads. He wrote a bunch of books about
the Odyssey.
The Odyssey about Japhetic or
it's a mix.
It's a mix of Israel and Japheth, myth and legend story. Iliad, called the Iliad. Homer's Odyssey.
Yeah, Homer's Odyssey.
Go ahead.
Homer's character were all tall, chestnut-haired, and apparently Teutons.
Go ahead.
The modern Greek, by his intermarriage, has become more Jewish in his caste than the ancient Greek was.
Okay.
This is self-evident.
Go ahead.
The present king of Greece is a Dane.
Okay, now the present king of Greece is a Dane. The Danes were Jake also, but I'm not. This is earlier on. This is before. That's way before that. We'll see what happens.
Hey, go back. I'm gonna read that bottom in conjunction. I'm gonna try to read all together. The present king of Greece is a Dane. The modern Greeks indicate that they are of Negro blood and Jewish caste.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. That's a reference to the Danes, I believe, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a reference to the Danes. The Danes were Jake. That goes into the Danes.
The Danes, that was us ruling over in in Scotland.
That was King Arthur and them.
Yeah, yes, sir.
That was King Arthur and them.
Scotland.
Yeah, that was the Danes.
The British Isles, Normandy.
Yeah, wasn't what's the name called the Dane too? What's the name? Was it Thorfinn?
Thorfinn was a Dane.
Thorfinn was a Dane. If you watch it, there's a show called Vinland Saga. It's an animated show. It's a masterpiece. It's called Vinland Saga, and they were Vikings. They were called Danes. They were Danes, or they were Danish. They're called Danes. That was Jake, and they were of Negro blood and Jewish caste, which is what synonymous. Mm-hmm. The Danes were of Negro blood and Jewish caste. So King Arthur, his name wasn't called King Arthur. That's English. His name was Arthros Ab Tudrig. And his father's name was Murig Ab Tudrig. Mm-hmm. They're weird names, but they were Silures, Danes, Silures. That I'm gonna go into that when we get to King James. We'll go into that. The Bretons, Danes, Jom's King. We'll get into that after this. It's taking us somewhere else.
Right. Oh, I was gonna mention.
Go.
Just to land back off of those names, the Ab just meant son of. Mm-hmm. Just like in the scriptures, you read son of so and so, son of so and so.
Ab is Ben.
Right.
Ab is Ben. Ben or Abbott, App or AP or Ab is or Mick. Mick is like son of also like McCormick. McDonald, I mean son of Donald.
Right, yep.
McDougal, son of Douglas.
MacArthur,
son of Arthur. That's Mac. So it's all the same. That's all us. That's all us ruling at the time. That's why he said earlier in the piece, he said it was the same way it was wrong for white women to mingle with black men. It was also bad for black men to mingle with white women because when we ruled, we shunned it for the most part. But a lot of us went against it and started mingling with white folks anyway. But go ahead. There's more. 102.
Yes, sir. That some Jews are white is no argument against the theory of this work. Professor W.J. McGee, that eminent authority who was director of anthropology at the St. Louis Exposition, says aesthetic development tends to whiten the skin.
Oh, God. So he's going into the argument about how the Jews were once black, and over time they became white, and they're the guys over there in Israel today. No. But he's trying to make it seem like he's basically saying that that the Jews over there in Israel today have a black ancestry, which is true, but only through Isaac, not through Jacob, because they're Esau. So they do have black. All white folks have black ancestry because their mother we have the same parents. Okay, but they're not Israelites. Go ahead.
Culture would therefore tend to produce a blonde race, while vigor, on the other hand, would tend to produce a brunette race.
Black-haired race. Go ahead.
As a Negro has always been committed to the serfdom of civilization.
Slavery. We've always been committed to slavery. Go ahead.
And the Jew has engaged in the sharp practices of mental erudition. Except in the utterance of this great anthropologist, is it any wonder the modern Negro is blacker than his white brother, the Jew?
Bullshit. Dr. Maurice Fishberg.
You know how racist this is because it says the aesthetic development, meaning the Negro is not developed. So
Right.
as he develops, he becomes whiter, and he becomes better because he's white. So
Right.
as you become better looking, you turn white.
Right.
That's what he's saying.
That's what they say.
1910, so you know what's going on here. Read on.
Dr. Morris Fishburne.
Now stop. Now this author here, we own this book. It's called The Jew. It's called The Jew. Maurice Fishberg.
the study of
race and
yeah,
something.
the study of racism.
A lot of authors
Study of
reference this
racism.
guy here. A lot of authors reference Maurice Fishberg in regards to anthropological studies on Jews and so. So a lot of people reference this guy here, Maurice Fishberg. He has a book called The Jew. Bishop uses it all the time in Shout Tuesdays. It's called The Jew by Maurice Fishberg. It's a white book with a brown cover, whatever. And he always goes to page 62 and 3 or 60 and down, 60 and up. Go ahead.
Dr. Morris Fishburne, himself a Jew, an ethnologist and anthropologist of wide repute,
He's a wide. He's in a lot. He's mentioned a lot of books that we have. A lot of books. Go ahead.
and others have proved that the ancient Jews were distinctly African in type.
Others have proved that the ancient Jews were distinctly African in type, black. So the author of this book has to make it clear, listen, we know that the Israelites were always black, but over time, they became more intelligent and more beautiful when they became whiter. That's what the author is basically saying, which is nonsense. Straight nonsense. Let's read on.
Just here, the author would beg leave to call attention to the Negro characteristics to be observed in the mummies of the most distinguished Egyptians.
Because the Egyptians are also black. Remember, it said Shem and Ham produced black races.
Right.
Go ahead.
As well as their Semitic blending.
Because he did mingle with them. Go ahead. And they mingle with other Semites. Go ahead.
And a study of the mummies of Seti I and Ramesses II.
Our slave masters. Go ahead.
There is seen in the features of these most renowned the pharaohs such a combination of the Hebrew and Hamitic caste as is astonishing.
Hebrew means Negro and Hamitic means Hamite. African. Go ahead.
Both are strong faces of Jewish caste.
Because both are black. Both are black in caste. Go ahead.
With the unintellectual, slightly animal expression of the Negro.
So these people, I tell you, bro.
Yeah, they-
Slightly animal expression.
Throwing
Yo,
Yeah, they
jazz
gotta-
whenever
you
they
can't
can.
make this stuff up, bro.
Hey,
You
D-
can't make it up.
D, how you say it? They put the truth. They say, yeah, he's
Yeah,
an Israelite.
they were Jews, but then they're not Jews.
Well, y'all dumb
You know,
too,
yeah, you dumb nigga, throw them up the trail. Throw you up the trail.
you animal.
Yeah, you're an animal, but you're a Jew. But you're not a Jew. But you are a Jew. But you are not a Jew. End of the book, you're a Jew.
And he still claims that he is a Jew.
Yeah, maybe you're a Jew. Then end of the book, there are Jews. That's how they write their books. This bunch of confusion. What time is it? Don't have us go over our time. Oh, we good. We good. We good.
Yeah, we good.
All right, so let's go to Jeremiah. No, give me Psalms 106, verse 19. Because Israel did intermingle with the nations and learn their ways, as we always do. I should have brought that book with me, too. Well, I left it at home. I should have brought it. I said the same thing. It's all right. It's all right. I'll go back to it.
Which one? We might be able to pull it
The
up.
one I just had. The one I had in the car and I left at home. The big joint you're reading, page 1 through 4.
Oh, we have it logged in.
Oh, we have it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get this first, though. Psalms 106. I want verse 19 to 20.
The book of Psalms, chapter 106 and verse 19. They made a calf in Horeb and worshipped the molten image.
So what Israel did was we made a calf. Remember Moses left and Israel made a calf, to those idols of Egypt when Moses was gone. Go ahead.
Thus, they changed their glory into the similitude of an ox that eateth grass.
Now the ox is referring to the Apis. Apis was the name of the god that they worshipped. There was a calf god named Apis, Apis, of Egypt. We said that's the God that delivered us out of Egypt. An Egyptian. And picture that. We're so retarded. An Egyptian God helped save us from Egypt. They're so retarded. We're rebellious. Go ahead.
They forgot God, their Savior,
We forgot God, our Savior. Go ahead.
which had done great things in Egypt.
Split the Red Sea, killed the Egyptian army. Go ahead.
Wondrous works in the land of Ham.
Wondrous works in the land of Ham was Africa. Wondrous works in the land of Ham was Egypt, Africa. Go ahead.
And terrible things by the Red Sea.
Because the Red Sea destroyed them. Read on.
Therefore, he said that he would destroy them. And had not Moses his chosen stood before him in the breach to turn away his wrath, lest he should destroy them.
So Moses said, "You made a promise to our forefathers that you'd bless us and increase us." So the Most High spared our nation from all our evil, not because we're so great and beautiful as a race, but because our forefathers were God's friends. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were loyal friends of the Lord. Abraham was called God's friend. And based upon his promise he made to Abraham, his friend in a capital F. Abraham was a title. He was called a friend of God with a capital F. So Abraham and God were like this, buddies, friends. He said, because of your father Abraham, I won't destroy you all. But you niggas is evil. But your fathers, I love them. But y'all, y'all the worst. So if it weren't for our forefathers, we would not be here today. And Moses, being the man he was who loved us, he said, you promised. The Lord said, yeah, you're right, I did promise. All right, you're right. But that was the Most High testing Moses to see what Moses would say. Moses loved Israel very much so. All right, so let's jump down to 35.
Verse 35. But were mingled among the heathen.
So we became mingled. In idolatry, we began to intermingle ourselves to nations. Go ahead. And learn their ways and marry their people. Go ahead.
And learned their works.
Go ahead.
And they served their idols.
And we served their idols. Go ahead.
Which were a snare unto them.
Go ahead.
Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils.
We began to sacrifice our sons and daughters to the devil. I mean, we killed our children. Go ahead.
And shed innocent blood.
Abortions today. Go ahead.
Even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan. And the land was polluted with blood.
That's all I want. Now, let's get Jeremiah 2:11. You got that book?
Hey, pull up the book with the Negro races, highlight in blue. Page 3, page 4.
Let's see if I want it.
You know what I'm talking about? Yes, sir. Yeah, pull that up real quick.
Ready?
Yeah. Jeremiah 2:11.
Yes, sir. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse 11. Hath the nation changed their gods?
Nope, they have not. They still honor their gods today. The bishop took a trip down to freaking Turkey. They still worship in Ephesus. Bishop went to Ephesus. They still worship Diana of the Ephesians.
Can't make
to
that
this
up.
day. Right. What did Deontay about to say? To this day. To this day, they still honor the God of Diana of the Ephesians.
Right.
Got her images all over the place. The Queen of Heaven, all over the place. All over. Bottle caps, dildos, all kind of stuff going on over there.
Phallus.
All that stuff. All going back to her and Baal. Go ahead.
Hath the nation changed their gods?
Even the Sudanese, they still honor their calves over there. Yep. They reference them. Even to this day, the Hamitic, not the Israelite Sudanese, the Hamitic Sudanese still reverence and honor their cattle as God, or they reverence their cattle. like the Egyptians did.
That goes into what Bishop was talking about last night with the question about the evil inventions.
Yeah.
With
Yep.
the image he put up.
Yep.
They doing the
Yeah,
same thing.
same thing. Has not changed. Go ahead.
Hath the nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods?
Even Israel today, that same stone, that cobblestone, been there for centuries. They reverenced it. The pagans reverenced it, and they still reverence it now. Same thing. They have not changed their gods. Go ahead.
But my people have changed their glory
But we changed our God. Go ahead.
for that which doth not profit.
Yeah, that's all I want. Now, get me Islam. Same thing today with Islam. Now, get me what I want. Got that page? Let me see it. Load up. Let me see. You're passing from, I believe, relations inferior. Yeah, read. I believe. Okay, what's that? What's this?
Page 2.
Okay, good. Let me see it. That's good too. I'm trying to find a part where it says we just half-assed. Let me see.
Do y'all have 4?
No. It's on this page. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Let me get page 1 real quick. Go up. Don't want to waste too much time. Let me see. Authorize. Just scroll down, please. Slowly. On the change. Go down. We are told that you will change in Egypt. That's some good stuff right there. Hold on.
Hey, but this goes to show, man, that these other nations, they know who we are.
Yeah, they do.
In all the
Go
books,
back up again.
in all the books we have read, all the history books that we have, these nations know who we are.
Go next page.
Like Bishop Yahusab always said, they pass them among themselves. They pass these books amongst themselves. Why? Because they got to know who they have in captivity.
Yep.
They have to study who we are. Hey, give me that in Judith 5 and 20.
Yes, sir.
Judith 5 and 20.
Go down.
They have to study who they have in captivity.
Right.
They must know their enemy.
The book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 20.
Read that.
Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and
So if there be any error, meaning sin, the error is sin. If it be any sin amongst his people, go ahead.
and they sin against their God,
And we sin against our God, read.
let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
So if we sin against our God, the nations know that this is our ruin. Keep them in sin. Keep them playing sports. Keep them going to the club. Pay them on Friday so they go by on Sabbath. This is what they know. Keep them in sin. Read on.
Got it. I
And-
got it.
You good?
Yeah, you got it. You can go ahead and finish up.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Listen, these nations get together. Psalms 83.
Yep.
They know, they have a think tank. They understand when they come together, they know, look, listen, all we got to do is put this in place, and keep them in sin. We're going to overcome them. All right? Read on.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation,
But if there's no sin amongst us, go ahead.
let my Lord now pass by.
You think they don't know that either? You think they don't know, once they come back together in unity under the Most High God, we finish. We're done. That's it for us. Like, what's his name? Elon Musk said, look, there's another dark age coming. Why? Because they see the unity that's coming back amongst us. Read on.
Lest their Lord defend them, and their God before them,
Read.
and we become a reproach before all the world.
Right. So understand, they must study who they have in captivity. All right. So that's what all these history books, that's what they're about. That's why we find these books like, damn, we didn't know that was in there. But this is what they do. They pass it amongst themselves. But all praise the Most High. Now we're able to get these books because we can read now.
Yep. What page is this? 3. Okay. Go back to page 1. Go back to page 2 again. Watch this. Blow it up. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I don't want to take us off the topic. Now all of that. Go down. Go down to... Go up. Let me see. Go up some. Start from... In these processions. Then we're going to skip down to the highlighted blue part.
In these processions, Negroes frequently appear. And whenever they do, always, I believe, in relations of inferiority to other races, whether Caucasian, Semitic, or Nilotic.
Semitic goes into Assyria. Semitic goes into the Persia. Semitic goes into Moab, Ammon, Ishmael. Go ahead. That's Semitic. Go ahead. Nilotic goes into Egyptian, Hamitic Sudanese, Canaanites, Girgashites, Hivites, Ammonites, Hivites, Girgashites, Jebusites. Go ahead.
With whom they are grouped.
Nilotes. Go ahead.
If there is any exception to this, I am not aware of it. They are sometimes bound in chains.
We are bound in chains. Go ahead.
And led as captives in the trains of victorious generals, returning from the war.
Always conquered. Go ahead.
At others in the established relations of slavery.
So he says they are sometimes bound in chains, without exception. Go ahead.
This fact being unquestionable and its bearing in the highest degree important, strenuous efforts have been made to break its force by attributing it not to any natural inferiority in the Negro type, but to bigotry and hostility of race.
What are we told?
We are told that the Negro was a stranger in Egypt.
Yep. Where? In the Bible. We were a stranger in Egypt. The Bible says that. We were a stranger there. Go ahead.
An alien in a foreign land. And that in the ancient world, the alien was uniformly regarded as an enemy.
We were. Remember Genesis 50, it says that they didn't sit with us. It was an abomination to sit with us. Go ahead.
And was most commonly reduced to slavery. And that the relations in which he appears on the monuments of the Nile resulted from his position as an alien.
Amongst the Hamites that were there already. Go down. This page, what page is this? Go over. Is there any more highlights?
That's it on that.
Go to page 3. Let me get to the topic. I didn't get the topic yet. Page 3. It's okay. It's the Spirit taking us there. Page 3. Blow it up. Let me see. Passing from the monumental. No. Go down. Right there. Read that. I believe in relations of inferiority to those with whom they are found, and not only of inferiority, but even more distinctly of slavery. Give me Jeremiah 2:14. Read Jeremiah 2:14. We just finished reading verse 11. Read 14.
Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?
Why are we always in slavery? Why are we always captive? That's a question the Lord's asking. Why? Read on. Read this book here.
I believe in relations of inferiority to those with whom they are found, and not only of inferiority, but even more distinctly of slavery.
Yeah.
Upon this point, the proofs are full and clear, and we are at liberty to speak with confidence.
We can say this with confidence regarding the Negro. Watch.
In respect to the monumental period, the proofs are all strong in the same direction.
Go ahead.
When the Negro races first made their appearance in the monuments of Egypt,
as slaves. Go ahead.
It is in the relations of slavery.
We are always depicted as slaves. Go ahead.
Sometimes indeed of captivity, but more commonly of established slavery.
Go ahead.
This, until we came down to our own times, was therefore the universal status.
That was always our status from the time of Egypt till now. Slavery. Go ahead.
Slaves, then, when Karnak and Luxor was built. Slaves in Europe.
We were slaves in Europe.
Asia.
We were slaves in Asia.
Africa.
We were slaves in Africa.
And America.
And we're slaves here. What's that proof? We are the Israelites.
That's right.
That's the proofs. Go ahead.
Slaves in Thebes.
Slaves in Egypt.
And Memphis.
Egypt.
And at Babylon.
Slaves in Babylon.
And Nineveh.
Slaves in Assyria.
At Rome.
Slaves in Rome.
At Athens.
Slaves in Greece.
At Carthage.
Slaves in Carthage when the Romans conquered us. We were slaves over there.
And Constantinople.
Slaves in Turkey. We were conquered by the Ottoman Turks. Go ahead.
At Havana and Richmond. Slaves at all times.
Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? Same thing. Go ahead.
And in all places.
Everywhere. We are slaves everywhere. Deuteronomy 28 verse 48.
That was a music moment right there. MIT, what's going on?
Deuteronomy
Man?
28. We've been going a while. It's okay. Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28. 40 to 45. 46.
Yes, sir. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
45.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue
Wherever
thee,
you go, anywhere you are, the curses are going to find you. Go ahead.
and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
Verse 46.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
A sign of who you are, then and now.
And for a wonder.
And you'll wonder, whenever you find black folks in this condition, that's the wonder.
And upon thy seed forever.
They're going to be upon your children so you can't forget. They're going to pass on to your children. Go back to the book again. Slaves at all times.
Slaves at all times and in all places, under all forms of government.
Go ahead. Go up.
Under every modification of society.
Oh, man. Go ahead.
Under every conceivable combination of circumstances.
No matter what circumstance, we in slavery.
Slavery seems to have been emphatically the history of this race.
Slavery is the history of our race. Is he a homeborn slave? Go ahead.
And who, thrusting himself into the divine councils,
God. Go ahead.
will undertake to say that slavery is not their doom.
So he's saying, and who thrusting himself into the divine council, meaning biblical council, who will undertake to say that slavery is not their doom? It's a question. What the white man's saying, it says, when we have these guys in slavery, they're meant to be slaves. That's their lot. That's their fate. Based upon divine counsel, he's saying
That's biblical.
they're meant to be slaves. It's biblical. What's he so saying here? We're justified in having them as slaves. Because this was published in 1860. We were still slaves when this article was written.
AD.
Can I
Oh,
ask
sorry.
you?
Was it Zechariah 11? 11:5, we going to say?
No, I was going to get a scripture when you finish.
Zechariah 11:5.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5.
Mhm.
Whose possessors slay them
They kill us.
and hold themselves not guilty.
I thought you guys are slaves. You guys have always been slaves. That's your lot. That's your doom. Go ahead.
And they that sell them
And they sell us. Go ahead.
say, Blessed be the Lord,
Divine counsel. Go ahead.
for I am rich,
We're rich because of y'all. Go ahead.
and their own shepherds pity them not.
And our own leaders who work for the white man don't care about us either. They profit the same way. What you got, Cap?
Yeah, just to prove what he just said about that slavery is not their doom. Baruch 4, so verse 5.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 5. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies.
So that's
Right.
basically what he's saying there.
Yeah, that's go back to
That's what I do.
go back to Psalm 106. Read verse 7.
Verse 7. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God.
Serve other ideologies and not God. We don't now jump down real fast when I say slavery. That is. Read when I say. Damn. Read when I say. I'm trying to avoid this page. Read on. Read when I say slavery is.
When I say that slavery is and has been the history of the Negro race, I allude, of course, only to that portion which has been brought into contact with the other races. And this, it must be remembered, is the only portion which comes within the range of history.
Jump down. If they ever had a history, if they ever had.
If they ever had a history, all memorial of it has long since perished from the earth.
Stop.
Damn.
Stop. Read it again.
If they ever had a history,
If they ever even had a history, go ahead.
all memorial of it has long since perished from the earth.
Deuteronomy 32:26.
What happened to that history? You know they're always in slavery.
Right.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, if they had one,
Right.
come on now.
Even when we ask them on the street, we say, hey, do you know your history? Their history only goes as far as slavery.
Yeah. Read that.
The
Deuteronomy 32:26.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 26. I said, I will scatter them into corners.
Come on.
I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
Perish from the earth. Perish from the earth. I will make them. What the hell? I got a theme song now.
Yo, that's Street Fighter.
Hadouken! I'll read you up here. What's wrong with y'all brothers, man?
Perfect.
I'm just playing. That's all right. Oh, where we at? Let's go down.
IT.
The devil at work.
The devil! It's the whole center mass of the Negro race. Let me see. Generation away. Go down. Go down some. Come on, y'all. Go down some. the source. Go down. Oh, here you go. Go to in the long duration of the Negro. In the long duration of Negro life. Read that there.
And the long
No, matter of fact, read the insult. Read the wholly destitute. This is crazy.
Wholly destitute.
Holy.
Destitute of inventive genius.
He's mocking us. These guys have no inventive genius. It's just stupid brutes that were always in slavery. Go ahead.
They originate nothing for themselves.
They originate nothing from themselves, for themselves. Go ahead.
In the long duration of Negro life, not one single ray of civilization has appeared to lighten this gloomy past.
Wow. Go ahead.
On the other hand, highly imitative.
Stop. On the other hand, he says, these guys are highly imitative. They copy everybody. Follow everybody. Go ahead.
They seem capable.
They seem capable. Go ahead.
When brought in contact with superior races.
Wow. Go ahead.
Of adopting their culture up to a certain point.
That's what we do. Mingle themselves among the nations and learn their ways half-ass. Muslims will be, assalamu alaikum, then go and sell crack. Blessed be the Lord. Have across their neck and go out there and be a pimp. Damn. They observe ideologies, but they do it half-ass. That's what we do. I'm Egyptian, but they'll go celebrate Christmas. Hotep, brother. Hotep. But meanwhile, they're in some other doctrine. They're in Islam. Brother told me in Milwaukee, he met an Israelite that was a Muslim Egyptologist.
Damn.
The hell, what's that even mean? I'm a Moorish Egyptian Israelite.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Yeah, never go full retard, man. I like that. Sounds good, man. I'll keep that. Never go full retard, man. Damn. All right. What we got? How much time we got left?
Take a break.
Take a break,
hour.
man. Take a break. Take a break. It's been an hour. I done went on a rant.
I didn't even start the class.
I didn't even start the topic yet, but the Spirit took us somewhere else. You may text us at this time today. Just text us only. Text only. 267-702-6121. That's text only for today. 267-702-6121. Lord, we have to have a Zoom call event. You have to start bringing Zoom calls in. Like, people can see people from now on rather than them having the phone calls.
Okay.
Have a Zoom call. We'll set that up. So for now, text only for now. 267-702-6121. Text us with with comments regarding the class, and we'll get to it. All right? So we're going to take a break real quick. Be right back with the topic, Lord's will. The Spirit took us somewhere else where it had to go, but Lord's will, stay with us. All right? Shalom.
Bless us on this journey, O Father. Anoint us with thy Holy Spirit, that we may reach your sons and daughters, O Father. Father, remember the covenant that you made with our ancestors. Father, while people are in the midst of famine, please, O Father, bring them food. Our people that are in the midst of drought, please bring them rain, bring them water. Father, our people that are in the midst of war, bring them safety, O Father. Let your Spirit cover the earth, O Father, and bring your sons and daughters in, O Father, in repentance, and open doors of utterance, O Father, and bring down judgment and vengeance on our enemies, your enemies, O Lord, that plot against your sons and daughters, that plot against your word being taught. In Christ's name we praise your name. Amen.
Hey, Dad! Hello, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel at IUIC. We're out here in Antigua. We have done 6 islands in 6 days. The maximum amount of work in a minimum amount of time. Welcome to Quest 7.
Came to make history. I did not come to make friends. The Bible is playing in front of their eyes. It's all coming down to an end. This is the part I was talking about. He about to reveal all these sins. I decided to repent. I cannot follow my sin. I came to make history. I did not come to make friends. The Bible is playing in front of their eyes. It's all coming down to an end. This is the part I was talking about. He about to reveal all these sins. I decided to repent. I cannot follow my sin.
Hey Israel, get your passports. See you at the next quest.
The 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, which are scattered on the island of St. Martin.
And there You shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
Wasn't that in Kingston, Jamaica? We saw auction blocks. Wasn't it here in St. Martin?
We are the Israelites the Bible speaks of.
I have planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase.
Oi, when you see it at the streets, we don't fear no foe. ADL can't escape the wrath we are poor. SPLC don't like to hear the truth. Fear Jews are gonna get the enemy wish for them road. We ain't gonna stop, yeah, we ain't gonna stop. Prophesied against Babylon till the bombs drop. We ain't gonna stop, yeah, we ain't gonna stop. Purple lightning, yeah, they thunder road, clap, clap.
Israel United in Christ, we've been throughout the four corners of the earth. When I say the four corners of the earth, I mean from the Americas, where we're from, to St. Martin, to Anguilla. We are here teaching the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, Anguillans, St. Martiners, that you are the children of Israel according to the Bible. God's chosen people.
Going back to what Mr. Lewis said, when we were in Haiti, right, we got footage, we got the documentary, we spoke to Barbecue. Barbecue is not a gang leader. Barbecue is a revolutionary man right now in Haiti. He's fighting European oppression. The brother, Deacon Malachi, when he spoke to him, he said, how can we help you? What can we do? What do you think Barbecue said? He didn't ask for guns, he didn't ask for money, he asked for help me educate these children. And that's something that Israelites in Christ can do and support. But the thing, going back to what Lewis said, we're going to support them with this Bible too as well. Truly educate them on what their true nationality is, who they are, why they're in these conditions, and how the Bible says they can get out of these conditions. So, definitely put the United Christ down. We got men and women over there. We're trusted friends of the station. We want to 100% support the cause of what's going on in these countries.
Job is bigger than what you imagine, because the disciples of Christ understood this truth is more than just about reading the scriptures. This truth is about action. This truth is about doing. And this is what the disciples showed us. Your job, brothers, black man, white man, is to look out after your brothers and sisters that have need. If they have need, you as a leader is to fulfill the need. If they have no food, what is reading a scripture to them going to do? If they have no clothes to wear, what is reading a scripture going to do for them? We have to do those things necessary for them to survive.
I'm Officer Ronald from IUIC Ochoa, Jamaica, and we have here
Officer Malachi from Portland.
Okay, so we are here with our brothers and sisters from Haiti. They fled here because of the violence in Haiti, right? So we are here to show our support, right? Whether it be in food kind or to share the gospel as well. So Israel, just continue to pray that Most High will deliver Israel, 12 tribes worldwide. All right, with that we say, Shalom.
Sign Christ, bless Bishop Nathaniel. Some of you call me the general, and I appreciate that. The gospel hasn't been preached everywhere as yet. There's much work to be done. As we know, the 12 tribes of Israel, like James 1:1 said, was scattered throughout all nations. I need some volunteers. I need some of you mighty men to stand up. You deacons, captains, officers, soldiers, stand up. I need volunteers to go on this mission. Israel in Christ, from corners to countries, gathering the 12 tribes of Israel. We gonna take the world.
All right, we're back. We're back from the break. We're going to jump right into it. We're going to jump into the dark secrets of Islam, the topic entails. We're going to go to Britannica real quick. Go to the topic real fast. The Britannica, so you know I didn't make it up or I didn't type it myself. Britannica, other early gods, okay? Philosophy and religion. Syrian and Palestinian religion and gods, mythology and worldview. Other early gods in Syrian and Palestinian religion, in gods, mythology, and worldview. We want to jump down to Chemosh. Okay. Go to the top first. We'll go up top real fast. Wait. Go up. Right here. Developments of first millennium BC. Okay, go down. So Chemosh. We're going to start at Chemosh and work our way down.
Chemosh, known from Ebla and Ugaric, reappears as the national god of Moab.
Now you go to 1 Kings. Solomon had heathen wives, and he submitted himself to these gods. Go to 1 Kings real quick, 11. Just so we can read it in the Bible. The name Chemosh is in the Bible. It's a biblical god. Not biblical god, but a biblical god of the nations. 1 Kings 11. And, verse 6. Verse 7. 6. Yeah, 6.
Okay. 1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 6. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, as did David his father.
Because Israel as a whole, in Solomon 2, we serve the Lord, but other gods as well. Half-ass. Go ahead.
Then did Solomon build an high place for
Chemosh, go ahead.
The abomination of Moab, and the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon.
He had a Moabite wife and an Ammonite wife. Go ahead.
And likewise did he for all his strange wives.
He built the high place for all his wives. Go ahead.
Which burnt incense and sacrifice unto their gods.
That's all I want. So now let's read this here now. So this is a god of Moab. Read on.
King Mesha of Moab interprets Israel's occupation of his country as a consequence of Chemosh's anger with his land. He claims that at Chemosh's direction, he reconquered land occupied by Israel, and he attributes his success to Chemosh. He reports that he dedicated the Israelite inhabitants to Chemosh by slaughter and says that Chemosh will henceforth dwell in these territories.
This is a god of Moab that believed that his God was behind our defeat or him regaining the land. Go ahead. And also their loss of the land. Go ahead.
This is recorded on the Moabite stone, now in the Louvre in Paris. A stela that commemorates these events and the building by Mesha of a sanctuary for Chemosh in gratitude.
So Moabite had a Moabite stone contributing this history. Go ahead.
The formal identity of these
contributing to this history. Go ahead.
The formal identity of these expressions and this kind of religious interpretation of events with those found in some of Israel's literature encourages the surmise that they may also have been shared by the Ammonites with respect to their national god.
The Ammonites also had respect to Chemosh as well. Go ahead. You got a text? Okay, go on.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Milcom.
So the Ammonites have Milcom. Go ahead.
And by the Edomites with respect to their national god,
Quas. So the Edomites had a national god known as Quas. Now, Deacon Isaac went over this way back, regarding Odin and Quas and things of that nature, all going back to Edom or Zeus and so forth. I'm going to touch on it a little bit. But all these nations are neighbors. Ammon, Moab, Edom, and Ishmael. They all were neighbors. They were our neighbors. They all lived in close proximity. So oftentimes they would share gods.
Odin is
Edom as well. Thor,
yes,
or Thor's Day, all that same. What's the text right there say? We'll go back to it. What's the text say?
Says Shalom. Was that the reason the Most High sent Jonah to Nineveh because the wicked Israelites dwelling there? Shalom.
Yes, it is why. That's exactly why. Yes. Where are we at?
The Philistine.
No,
you still talking about Quas?
Well, I'm still doing with Quas. So now, give me Wikipedia. Hold on to this. Give me Wikipedia. Get Quas. Q-O-S. Wikipedia. It's either spelled Q-O-S or Q-U-A-S. It's spelled in various ways. I'm going to show you how deep the rabbit hole goes with this God. Because when you find the God, you'll find the people. I'll say it again. When you find the God, you will find the people. Okay? Now, read that.
Quas, Edomite. Hebrew.
Quas. Q-A-W-S. Quas. Go ahead. Or Quos. Go ahead.
Was the national god of the Edomites. He was the Idumean structural parallel to Yahweh.
So he was the exact opposite of our God, which means the devil. That's what it means. He's Satan. The God of the Edomites is the devil, like all the other nations. Go ahead.
The name occurs only twice in the Old Testament.
Go down to origins and meaning. Right there. Read that. We're going to end at, we're going to start at Kuza and the Arabic. Can we see? Kuza and the Arabic gods. Type in here. Kuza and the Arabic gods. Let me see. Q-A-Z-A. Q-U-Z-A-H. Q-U-Z-A-H, no?
Try to put Arabic gods.
Try Arabic gods. Let me see something there. I saw it. Let me see. Do you see Arabic anywhere? Try no Arabic. Arabic God. Type in Pantheon.
What? Kuza right here. Is it Q-U-Z-A-H?
Yeah. Is it in there?
Yeah, put Q-U-Z-A-H.
That's what I said. Q-U-Z-A-H.
Oh.
What'd they spell?
They put a K.
Oh, God.
No, Q-U. Okay.
Made that.
All right. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Start from Quas. Arabic gods, Pantheon. Start from the top, the word Quas.
The word Quas is never used on its own in the Tanakh.
Old Testament. Go ahead.
However, it does unambiguously appear twice as an element in a personal name in Ezra chapter 2 verse 53 and Nehemiah chapter 7 verse 55 as Barkos, son of Quas.
Barkos, go ahead.
Barkos, son of Quas. The name Quas itself may mean bow.
Hold on, let me see something. Nehemiah what? What did I say?
Nehemiah chapter 7 verse 55.
Let me see what that says, if that's any validity to that. Let me fact check it. Yeah, he's right. The children of Barkos. Okay, yeah, he's right. Barkos. So it is in there. The name Quas is in the Bible. It's Barkos, K-O-S. Go ahead.
Quas became identified with Kuza, the archer, in the North Arabian pantheon.
Remember Ishmael was an archer, and Esau was also a cunning hunter. It's the same thing. They worship their father, but they deified him under different names. The archer is Ishmael. Go ahead.
Worship both as a mountain and a weather god.
Go ahead.
The similarity of the name would have permitted an assimilation of Quas to the Arabian god of the rainbow, Quas, Kuza.
So Quas, Edomite god, and Ishmael, their gods, they merged, they worship the same God. Intertwined. Because they were neighbors. Give me the map, ancient map of Edom, and put Nabatea and Edom. N-A-B-A, just open another window. N-A-B-A-T-E-A, and then put Edom, map. Edom, map. Click that. First one, let me see. It should show that they're neighbors. Yep, blow it up. Bring it down. You see the top? You see Moab on top? Adabu is Arab tribes. Kingdom of Edom next door, and Nabatu, that's Nabatea. That's Ishmael. All neighbors, and Ammon should be up top. Ammon's up top, Moab there. They all shared common gods, different names. All nations have the same God. They have no God. So they all their gods are pretty much the same as the devil, with different names. But these two particular, the Arabu or Nabatu and Edom, are all intermingled. That's where your Turks come from. Edom primarily, and Ishmael make up your Turks. Brown Edomites. That's pretty much what they are, for the most part. Or Turks. Now, go back. Go back to where we at. Let me see. Get me, it says the archer, right? Get me, it says the end that gives. Let me see.
Right there.
Gives. Okay,
right,
keep reading down there, the worship.
Yes, sir. The worship of Quas appears to originally have been located in the Hizma area of southern Jordan and northwestern Arabia, where a mountain, the Jabal al-Quas, still bears that name.
So the Arabs and Edomites worship the same God, Quas. Go ahead. They call him Kuza. Go ahead.
He entered the Edomite pantheon as early as the 8th century BC. M. Rose speculate that prior to Quas' advent, Edom may have worshipped Yahweh.
Yeah, because Edom was Jacob's, it was Isaac's child. They worshiped God, but then they started to go off because God wasn't dealing with them no more. Go ahead, because God didn't deal with them. Go ahead.
Early Egyptian records reference a place called Yahweh in the land of Shasu, and the former then overlaid the latter and assumed supremacy there when the Idumeans lost their autonomy under Persian rule, perhaps compensating for the destruction of national independence. A mechanism similar to that of the strengthening of Yahweh worship after the fall of the Jewish kingdom.
Yeah, once Israel fell, they started doing their own thing. Go ahead.
Quas is described as a king, is associated with light.
A light god like Zeus. Go ahead.
And defined as mighty. His works are described as ones where he adorns, avenges, blesses, chooses, gives.
Keep that in mind. Where this God adorns, avenges, blesses, and chooses, ? Or he gives. He's a giver, a God of giving. Keep that in mind. Now, let's go to 2 Chronicles 25. 2 Chronicles 25, verse 11. So Ishmael and Edom shared a common God.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 25 and verse 11. And Amaziah strengthened himself and led forth his people, and went to the valley of Salt, and smote of the children of Seir 10,000.
Amaziah destroyed Edomites, 10,000 of them. Go ahead.
And other 10,000 left alive. Did the children of Judah carry away captive?
So we killed we killed 10,000 on one side, and then we spared another 10,000, and then what? Read on.
And brought them unto the top of the rock.
Top of the cliff. Go ahead.
And cast them down from the top of the rock, that they all were broken in pieces.
Yeah, we didn't like y'all. We still don't. So we made sure to make you feel pain on your way to death. Read on. And we will do so again. The kingdom is established.
That's right.
But the soldiers of the army which Amaziah sent back, that they should not go with him to battle, fell upon the cities of Judah, from Samaria even unto Beth-horon, and smote 3,000 of them, and took much spoil. Now it came to pass, after that Amaziah was come from the slaughter of the Edomites, that he brought the gods of the children of Seir, and set them up to be his gods.
So we were retarded. We conquered this nation, and then took their idols and began to worship their idols. If the idols did nothing for that nation, why would we serve them? We see how simple Israel is. So we conquered Edom, then we took their gods who didn't defend them and worshiped them. Go ahead.
And bowed down himself before them.
15.
Verse 15. Wherefore the anger of the Lord was kindled against Amaziah, and he sent unto him a prophet, which said unto him, Why hast thou sought after the gods of the people?
Yeah, Quas. Go ahead.
Which could not deliver their own people out of their hands.
Why'd you do that? It makes no sense. So we begin to worship Quas. Now, go to give me Wikipedia. I want you to give me a man named Simeon. Simeon, it's a long name. Simeon. B as in bear. E as in Eddie. K as in kill. B as in Bob. U as in umbrella. L as in love. A as in apple. T as in Tom. O as in oppression. V as in victory. Let me see it.
It's right there. The first one.
Click there. Click the rest of that.
Right?
That's it. Click, yep. Click that.
Con of the.
Click that. This guy here. His name is Simeon Bekbulatovich. Oh God. Bekbulatovich. Simeon Bekbulatovich. Bekbulatovich. You may be wondering, well, why is this guy so significant? I said to y'all before, the big three. This whole thing started off with the big three. Edom, Ishmael, and Moab. It's always them. Always them. Read this here. Why? I'm going to show you the correlation. How they share gods. They conquered us, took our land. All of them. Read that here.
Simeon Bekbulatovich was a Russian statesman of Tartar origin. Russian statesman of Tartar origin who briefly served as the figurehead ruler of Russia
From
1575 to 1576.
What was he?
He was a descendant of Genghis Khan.
He was a descendant of Genghis Khan. What was Genghis Khan? He was a Moabite, right? Mixed with Edom, Moab, right? Read, go up again. What was he born? What was his name? Born what?
He was born into a Muslim family.
Nope. Read the top. Simeon Bukbalovich, what does it say?
Was a Russian statesman.
Nope, above that. You skipping it.
Let me see.
Read his name again, the top.
Simeon Balatovich.
Born what?
Sain Bulat.
Stop. What's his name?
Sain Bulat.
That's his name. Sain Bulat. And he was a descendant of Genghis Khan. Sain Bulat. Genghis Khan descendant. Sain Bulat. Genghis Khan descendant. Sain Bulat. Genghis Khan descendant. Sain Bulat. You ain't even see it. I know you ain't gonna see it.
That messed me up, D.
Sain Bulat. Genghis Khan's descendant. Sain Bulat. What name does that come from? When you find the God, you find the people. Get me Nehemiah 2:10. Nehemiah 2:10.
Damn, my eyes were
Genghis Khan, understand, was a mixture of both Edom and Moab. They mingled together because they always find each other. These three always find each other.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 2 and verse 10. When Sanballat the Horonite.
Sanballat the Horonite. Sanballat the Horonite. Go ahead.
And Tobiah the servant, the Ammonite, heard of it. It grieved them exceedingly.
Because Nehemiah began to rebuild the homes and the walls of Jerusalem. And these nations, or this people of these nations got angry. Go ahead.
That there was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel.
Yeah, Nehemiah. Now, he was Sanballat the Horonite. What was he? Some of y'all read that all the time. I know who Sanballat is. What nation was he from? Get Jeremiah 48, verse 1.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 48 and verse 1.
He was a Horonite. Read that.
Against Moab.
Against who?
Against Moab.
Moab. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel. Woe unto Nebo. For it is spoiled. Kirithaim is confounded and taken.
Still Moab.
Misgab is confounded and dismayed.
Come on.
There shall be no more praise of Moab. And Heshbon, they have devised evil against it. Come, and let us cut it off from being a nation.
It'll be destroyed. Go ahead.
Also, thou shalt be cut down, O madman. The sword shall pursue thee.
Verse 3.
A voice of crying shall be from Horonaim, spoiling and great destruction.
Horonaim is Horonite.
Right.
When you are from Horonaim, you're a Horonite. Sanballat was a Moabite. Genghis Khan was a Moabite mingled with Edom. He was very, very pale. Edom and Moab mingled together. That's why they're all light now. Remember earlier that Shem and Ham produced black races. Moab was always black. But when Edom got over there, the Tartar, when Edom over there, they began to mingle with them heavily. And Genghis Khan was the one that did so. So he was a descendant of Genghis Khan. But you have Moabites and them all mingled together. They're called Huns. White Hun. You had black Huns and you had white Huns. White Huns were Edom and Moab mingled together, and black Huns was us. That's Northern Kingdom living over there at the time. Called Scythians, Tartary, what else?
That was
bunch of names, but that was us there as well. Okay? We also called them black Khazars. The black Khazar was us too. They were enslaved by the white ones, the Edomite ones. If you got a text, what does it say?
Did Solomon cause Israel to sin when he went in to sin?
Yes. Once when the head is sick, the body gets sick. Yes, he did. Over time, he did. Now, go back to this guy again. No, give me Nehemiah 4 and 7. Nehemiah 4 and 7.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 4 and verse 7. But it came to pass.
So Genghis Khan, we always say he was Edom, but he did mingle around with Moab heavily. So this guy was the descendant of that man down the line. Up the line, down the line, whichever way you want to call it. But that name, Sanballat, I was like, damn, that's it. Nehemiah 4 and 7.
But it came to pass that when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabians and the Ammonites and the Arabians.
See, always together. It says Sanballat and Moabite, Tobiah the Ammonite, and who?
And the Arabians.
And the Arabians. Go ahead.
And the Ammonites. And the Ashdodites.
Hamites.
Heard that the walls of Jerusalem were made up, and that the breaches began to be stopped. Then they were very wroth.
Read verse 8.
And conspired all of them together.
They always conspire together. Always. Moab and Ishmael here conspire together. Go ahead.
To come and to fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it.
Going back to Psalms 83. Same. There's always the big three. Here is just the two. It's two here. But it's always those three. Always them. In some way or another. Now, if not the three, it's the two. Now, get me Wikipedia again. I want you to type in Qasim. Remember Qusim. Qasim. Remember, they're always together. Qasim Wikipedia. Qasim. Yep, click that. We're going to start at Khan. Go down. Let's just say Khan. Go down. That it?
No. Go back to I've seen that. Go back to Samba. What's his name? Simeon.
Go back to Simeon. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, click that.
He was born. Yeah.
Yeah, click that. Let me see that. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, Qasim Khan. Okay, hold on a second. Kazan. Hold on. Oh yeah, Qasim Khan. Hold on. Kazan Khan. Go down to a list of Khanates. Let me see if they have a list of Khanates. Go down. Yeah, click Qasim Khan. Click that, yes. There we go. You see? You should see Kazan pop up. Go down. Go up some. Okay. You see here? It says Kazan Khan. Like Genghis Khan. Like that. Same thing. Right. Khan. Khanate. Genghis Khanate. It's the same thing. Go down here. Scroll down. Qasim. Remember, it's Quza. Qas. It's the same God. Qasim ibn Ulug, Muhammad. Where Muhammad come from? Because Ishmael got over there. Islam made its way over there. That's why I said earlier about Simeon. He was raised. I'm gonna show you what he was raised in. It says Qasim ibn Ulug Muhammad. Ulug, he was the first Khan. Qasim ibn, son of Ulug Muhammad. Why is that there? Because Islam made its way over there. Because it's always those three. Always them. Go down. You see, click. Let me see. Go down. Go down. You see? Look. See? Sain Bulat ibn Begbulat. Sanballat ibn Begbulat. That's him earlier. He's of that line. Go down. Khan, Sultan, Saeed, Burhan, Ibn Sarslan, because Ishmael got over there. Go down. Then you got Fyodor, the third of Russia, Tsar of Russia, Ulugh Muhammad. Click Khanate of Kazan. Click that. Click Kazan. The bottom right there, Khanate of Kazan. Let me see it. I'm trying to find Kazan. Type in Kazan. Type in Kazan. Wikipedia. Yeah, click that. Go to history of Kazan. History. Right there. See? Cauldron. Tartar. Turkish. Turkic, Tartar. It's the same people. Mm-hmm. Bulgars. This is Edom. That's who this is. Now, go to history of Kazan. History. Is the history section here? History section of Kazan?
Just go down. Scroll down.
History section. Yeah. Let me see. It should say after the Mongols. Right there. Yep. And we're going to end at We're going to end that population. Read that.
After the Mongols ravaged the Bogar and Belar territories.
Mongols would be Moab. Mongols. That's Moab. Mongolians, that's Moab. So there's a power struggle between Edom and Moab over the land. Because remember, Moab had Russia, China. All those lands are connected. They're next door. Iran, China, Russia, they're all like next door neighbors. They're right there. So Moab and Edom are having a power struggle over the land here. And Jake is in that too. But go ahead. But we're not the powerhouse. But we were ruling also. But another topic. Go ahead.
In the 13th century, the surviving Bulgars recovered in numbers, and a small number of Kipchaks were assimilated, from which they adopted their language, the so-called Bulgarism.
That's Bulgaria. Bulgars. Bulgars are a set of Edomites that I believe they embrace Islam, right?
Yeah.
The Bulgars embrace Islam.
Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Our Kipchaks and Bulgars mixed to create a modern Kazan Tatar population.
Click Kipchaks, please. Click that. I think that's Moab too. I'm shooting from the hip. Kipchaks. Let me see. Turkic nomads. Oh, that's Edom too. Turkic Cognate.
Yeah.
That goes back to Cajun. That goes back to Khazars.
Yeah. Yep.
Cajuns, Cognate, it's Edom too. Go back out. Edom too. Turks, Edomites, same thing.
Caucasus Mountains.
Caucasus Mountains, same people. Go ahead. Go back. Kipchaks, Edom. Go ahead.
Some Tartars also went to Lithuania.
Lithuania,
brought by Vatatas the Great. Kazan became the center of the principality, which was dependent on the Golden Horde. In the 13th and 14th centuries, Kazan was growing, becoming an important trade and political center within the Golden Horde. The growth of the city was also promoted by the successful geographical location at the intersection of major trade routes, connecting east and west. During the same period, the minting of currency began with the indication of the place of minting, the Bogar el-Jadid. That is a new Bugard.
And the population. The population should be somewhere here.
In 1438, the Bulgar fortress, Kazan, was captured by the ousted...
You passed population.
You passed it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. Go to as a result. Where's as a result at?
Right here. Right here.
Go down there. We're going to end that.
The
ruined.
The Russian...
Mass ruined. Yep.
Russian Tsardom period.
Russian Tsardom period. Watch.
As a result of the siege of Kazan in 1552, Tsar Ivan the Terrible conquered the city.
That's us. We conquered the city. We ruled. Go ahead.
During the subsequent governorship of Alexander Gobatie
Shusky.
Most of the Kazan's Tartar residents were forcibly Christianized or deported.
Were forcibly Christianized or deported because Christianity came in there now. Go ahead.
And mosques and palaces were ruined.
What was ruined?
Mosques and palaces were ruined.
Where do mosques come from? Islam. Because Ishmael made their way there. That's what that guy earlier, his name was Muhammad. His last name was Ulugh Muhammad. Because Ishmael made their way into Tartary. Remember when the Khazars had three religions introduced to them. They had Judaism there, Islam was there, and the Christian doctrine was there. The Khazars adopted Judaism. The Bulgars adopted Islam, and others became Christian. That and the Russians or they called the Rus, Kiev Rus, they became like pagan/Christian. That's why most of Russia today is called Orthodox Christianity. It's called something Russian Russian Orthodox Christianity. That's what Russia has today. They pushed Islam out. They pushed Judaism out. They said, hell with all that stuff. I call it ROC, Russian Orthodox Christian. That's why he opened the vault and showed Black Christ, shooting them, because they honor all the black prophets and so forth. The Black Madonna, they referenced it. They know that the prophets are black. Only in America, this bubble, no one knows who the Israelites are. But outside of here, everyone knows. Okay? Now, get me list of Khazars. Wikipedia, list of Khazars. It doesn't change. Kazan, Cognate, Khan, it's the same titles. Yeah, type Wikipedia, list of Khazars. Let me see if that comes up. Yeah. Yep, click that.
Netanyahu might pop up.
Yeah, Netanyahu should pop up. Let me see. It should say Karadak. Let me see. Kalaga, Kaban, Busir, Bujik. Looking for Karadak. Go Go down. Conversion to Judaism, see? But that's not what I want, though. It should be, hold on. List of Khazar, Wikipedia. It should have early Khazar rulers. Go up. I'm wasting much time.
Right there. Second one.
There we go. Name. Early Khazar rulers. Caradoc. Read what it says there.
Caradoc, 450 A.D. Caradoc was the king of the Akatzarai. Akatzarai, a steep nation.
Allied to what?
Allied to the Huns.
See? Edom and Moab. I'm telling you. Always buddy. That's why they got so pale. Remember, Moab was black.
Yeah, you're right.
How they get so light? Mingling with Edom. Heavily with Edom. Because all the black ones, they don't show. They out there. They over there. Like Vietnamese, what do you call them? Vietnam, Cambodia. That's the original them. But mingling with Edom and so forth, and the Turks, that's what they got all light now. So it says the Caradoc was the king of the Akatzarai, a steep nation allied to the Huns. He was an early Khazar ruler. So the Edomites mingle with the Moabites. He is described in the accounts as Priscus. That's what that guy Simeon Bekbulatovich is all pale too. Genghis Khan, the same reason. They all mingled together. They're called Khazans, Khaganates, Khazars. It's all the same people ruling together, mingled up somewhat. Now, go back to Wikipedia again. Type in QASIM. QASIM. Go back to it again. Wikipedia. We're going to end at Muhammad. It should end at Muhammad. Where were you at before? Go back to that guy, Simeon then.
It was Qasim Kazan or something, right?
Yeah, Qasim. 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 Let me see if it has it by itself. It should say end at Muhammad. Let me see.
Go.
Look for end at Muhammad. That's Maximum.
We got a text too, D.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
It should end at Muhammad.
Just type it in.
Type Muhammad. MUH. I need that part too. They don't have it, Muhammad? Go with him again. Let me see. Looking for Qasim. Click comment of Qasim again. Click that again. I'm trying to find Qasim by itself. The word by itself. Try it again. Qasim again. QASIM. I want the word by itself. Does it end at Muhammad anywhere?
I don't see it.
Boy, I need that page. I need that part. QASIM again. Try my time. Go down. Try name. Qasim name. Go down.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. Yeah, okay. There we go. All right, there we go. Start from there. The top.
Qasim or Qasim.
So Qasim, let me go back to Edom. Qasim, Kazim, or Qasim. Go ahead.
Is the transliteration of the male given name, Arabic, pronounced with a long first syllable. The meaning is one who distributes.
Or one who what? Gives. Remember Qas? One who gives. Edomite God means one who gives. One who blesses. Go ahead.
The first known bearer of the name was the son of the Islamic prophet Muhammad, Qasim ibn Muhammad. Damn.
They're the same God. Qasim is that the first known bearer of the name was the son of Islamic prophet Muhammad. Muhammad named his son Qasim ibn, or son of Muhammad. Named his son after that God's name. Qas. They're always together. Edom and Moab. Edom and Ishmael. Always together. And Moab and Ishmael always together too. Now, type in Google last name KWAS.
So this dude Muhammad, who's supposed to be a prophet of Allah, is naming his son after another god.
Yep.
Okay. That's crazy.
I'm sorry. Google last name. Type in last name KWAS. Let me see it. Type in Poland. Poland.
So
read that. Read that right there.
Origin, popularity, and meaning of the name Kwas. Polish.
Kwasniewski. Go ahead.
Kwasniewski, Polish. Habitational name for someone from Kwasno in Masovian via the ship. Kwasnia in Lesser Poland.
Kwasno and where?
In Poland, Lesser Poland. Name with the nickname Kwasny. See Kwasny or vocabulary word Kwasny, sour. Probably referring to the quality of the soil.
No, it's Edom. Kwas, it's the same thing. It's a Polish last name. It's the same people. It's Moab has the name, Israel has the name, and Edom has the name. You know what I'm saying? The same God and same tiles and names. Same people. I'm showing you. These people, they hide behind these names. Well, we can read now. That's like I was suggested earlier. We can read now.
That's right.
So we're starting to find y'all now. We're starting to find you. You're leaving little crumbs in your names. So we're finding them.
So if you're in Islam, you're not really, you don't have nothing to do with Muhammad.
No, you really don't.
This goes deeper to
It really does.
Back to Edom.
What does Psalms 83? What the text say? The text?
Yes, says, Shalom, leadership, Most High Christ bless. Could the mingling of Northern Kingdom and Moab explain the various Moabite-like features that some Northern Kingdom display today?
Indeed so. In fact, Northern Kingdom, whenever they mix with Moab, their features are more Moab than their own. Oftentimes, when Northern Kingdom mingles with Moab, for some odd reason, the child looks more like Moab than it does like them, which is strange to me.
We have to also remember during the Trans-Pacific slave trade
they
brought us from China.
Yeah, we'll get to that later on. But the coach, the Chino.
Yeah.
But we'll delve into that. Yeah. That goes into Ishmael bringing us over as well. We'll get into that later on. That'll answer more of this question when we delve deeper into the trans-Saharan slave trade regarding that. So just stay tuned. We're going to delve into that. We'll keep that text in mind. Thank you. But yes, that is why. Where are we at? And also, they were neighbors. Remember, Moab and Ammon were neighbors next to Reuben. They were neighbors of Northern Kingdom. They were neighbors.
They took us over to the east.
I know
Captain
as
Joel
well.
was talking about that.
The samurai, that also. Right. So, where we at? Psalms 83 again, verse 2.
Psalms chapter 83 and verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
No more. Their history has perished from existence, like that guy said in the book earlier. Go ahead. The nations are behind that. Go ahead.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
Like Nehemiah 4, verse 7 and 8. Go ahead.
They are confederate against thee.
Against us, against our God. Go ahead.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The ringleader, Edom. The tabernacle of Edom. Go ahead.
And the Ishmaelites.
The Arabs. Go ahead.
Of Moab.
And the Moabites. The big three. Always them. The same ones in Africa right now. The same ones. In Africa right now fighting over the land. Moab is in Jamaica. They're in the Caribbean island buying up ports and lands, both them and Russia. And Taiwan. It's Ammon, Taiwan's Ammon, I think, Taiwan.
Taiwan is Moab.
Yeah, Moab too. Whatever. Same thing. Twins of incest. Whatever. Children of incest. The point is that these guys were heavily involved in wherever Israel is, they're taking the resources. Especially Africa. Edom was up in there first. The Berlin Conference, scattered from Africa, the scramble for Africa. Then Ishmael came up in there. No, I'm sorry. Ishmael went in there first. Then Edom after Portuguese. Now Moab's in there now. Trying to take over. It's always the big three. Always them. Go ahead.
And the Hagarines.
More Arabs. Go ahead.
Gibor.
Africans.
And Ammon.
And who?
And Ammon.
Go ahead.
And Amalek.
That's you so-called Israelis today. Israelis, the SOSs. Go ahead.
The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
That's all I want. Get me 2 Maccabees 6:1. It's always y'all. Always them. You go into the hood, who do you see? Who do you see buying a neighborhood up? You got Moab in there, Chinese restaurant, cleaners. You got Ishmael in the corner store. Say it's always them, monopolizing off of us. Always them, and Amalek buying up all the property. It's always those three: Edom, Moab, and Ishmael. Always around us, all the time, exploiting us. Always those three.
Hey, Deacon.
Yeah.
After you.
Okay, 2 Maccabees 6, verse 1.
2 Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse 1. Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the law of their fathers, and not to live after the law of God, and to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympus.
The father temple. Go ahead. Jupiter Olympus. Go ahead.
And that in garrison of Jupiter, the defenders of strangers.
The what?
The defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in that place.
Took our land from us. These people have a history of taking our land over and building their own temples and so forth. What we got here?
So this is an article going back to what Deacon was bringing out, Psalms 83. The big three, you got Edom, Ishmael, and China. They both in Africa, right? Watch this about Ishmael. It says tens of billions of dollars in gold flows illegally out of Africa each year. A new report says. Go down.
Oh boy, what year is this?
This is old.
Okay.
Go down to
it's still happening though.
The UA.
It's updated 2024.
Oh, it's 2024. Go down.
Mid 30th.
Yeah.
That's new.
Yeah. Oh,
2 months ago.
Yeah.
Read this right here. I said,
read it for you.
Oh, last
I
month,
got
actually.
it.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, read it.
Darker, right? Dakar?
Dakar, Senegal.
Okay.
Damn.
Dakar, Senegal. Billions of dollars in gold is smuggled out of Africa each year, and most of it ends up in the United Arab Emirates.
That's your Dubai. So you wonder why Dubai is so rich?
The porta potty.
Yeah, the porta potties. They're getting the gold from Africa.
Yep.
Smuggling it.
Illegally.
So they steal the gold from us, then we got to go and get pooped on to get it back.
Yeah.
Dang.
Wow.
Damn. Read on.
Where it is refined.
Crazy, right?
Go ahead. I don't know how we got there, but let's go.
Read on,
That's
man.
the class yesterday.
Yeah, it was the class yesterday. Go ahead.
Wow.
Just follow my leaders.
Yo, start from the top, man. Come
Go,
on.
man.
All right, man. Quit it while you're
Over, go ahead.
Billions of dollars in gold is smuggled out of Africa
Illegally. Go ahead.
each year, and most of it ends up in the United Arab Emirates,
Ishmael's hands.
where it is refined and sold to customers around the world, according to a report published Thursday.
So what Edom did, remember that's, what's the name? Oppenheimer's family, the Beers, the Blood Diamond.
Yeah.
They do the same thing, only with the gold. Edom up in there first, now you got, so-called, so you got Ishmael now. Go ahead.
But everybody knows UAE, they don't produce no gold.
Yeah, they don't. No.
Nobody asked them a question where that gold came from.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Is there more?
Yeah, read on.
Go ahead.
Over 30 billion worth of gold,
Damn.
Billion.
or more than 435 metric tons, was smuggled out of the continent in 2022.
This is recent, man. Go ahead.
According to the report published by Swiss Said, an aid and development group based in Switzerland.
Yeah.
The main destinations for African gold were the United Arab Emirates, Turkey, and Switzerland.
Edom.
The authors of the report said their goal was to make the trade in African gold more transparent and to put pressure on industry players to do more to make gold supplies traceable and supply chains more responsible. We hope that this will improve the living conditions of local populations.
It will not. It will not. They're going to exploit the people that are mining the gold and take all the gold for themselves. These guys are demons.
That's it.
Look at the bottom part. The report found.
Go ahead.
The report found that between 32% and 41% of gold produced in Africa was not declared.
Wow.
In 2022.
It's not accounted for.
That's a lot.
It's not.
Yeah.
Almost 50%.
In 2022, Ghana was the largest gold producer in Africa, followed by Mali and South Africa, it said.
And that's why they report in 2022 or the previous years.
Right.
The Gold Coast.
Yep.
Gold
Coast.
Hey, Cap.
They've been doing this for years.
That's why it's saying Joel says, because you have taken my gold and my silver.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what they doing.
That's exactly what they're doing.
And they're going to bring it back. It's okay.
They're going to bring it all back, yep.
That's
They're
right.
gathering it together for us.
Yeah. Get History of the Jews by Hannah Adams.
They could smuggle billions of dollars, but
You're going to smuggle it right back.
If you take $10,000 in a plane, they start questioning you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over there, when you see a thief, you consider with him.
Yep.
Page 154. You got that book I want? History of the Jews by Hannah Adams. On page 154 and 155. Then we're going to pretty much wrap up from there. These guys are the worst, man. These three, it's always them. It's not. I'm not saying it's just them, but it's always these three that find their way together. They share guys together. Right. They share the same titles together. It's always the three. That's why you know that the Chinese is Moab. That's how you know it's them. That's how you know it's them. Same Bulat. What are the odds?
Right.
A descendant of Genghis Khan, his name is Same Bulat. Come on, man. It's not a coincidence. It's not. It's not a coincidence. That's why I pulled 2 Maccabees 6 to show that these guys take over the land and built on top of it, rename it, defile the land, take it over, give it new names. The Temple Mount, the Solomon's Temple, they built the mosque on that golden dome. That's Solomon's Temple. They built it on top of it. That big temple you see, that big golden dome over there, that's the Solomon's Temple stood. They built it right on top of there.
Hey, why they looking for that? They I think it was Ghana too, where they stole. Esau came in. The British. They came in. They took our artifacts and so forth that we had over in Africa. I think from Ghana, the Ashantis.
Yeah, yep.
The Ashantis artifacts. You see that in
Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Yep. With Killmonger.
Right. Yep. So they took the artifacts. They took it back to their museum in Britain. So now Ghana saying, "Look, we want our stuff back because y'all stole it." So Esau said, "Yeah, we give it back, but on a loan. We'll lend it to you." So even the stuff they stole from us, they gonna give us a loan to take our stuff back. So now we gotta retrieve our stuff that they stole on a loan. They said, "Look, we'll lend it to you for a couple years." Wow. Meaning it's not yours no more. It's a wrap.
It's the same thing when we went into captivity in Babylon. Remember Nebuchadnezzar, he went into our temple and took all of our things.
Yeah.
And the Persian and me, we had to go to the Cyrus to get our things
they're
back.
passed on, yeah. We got it back, yeah. But he stored it. Like he saved it. You don't ever see The Jews by Hannah Adams?
Yeah, I pulled it up before.
We definitely have that book on file. We definitely have that one. You don't have the book, or we don't have the pages? Oh.
What page?
You have to run out of time. It's C27. 155, 154, 155. I'll try to get that one more time. Just get that. Will be the last part of the page.
18.
Yeah. It's page 154, 155 is what I want. Okay. We can wrap it up from there.
Hey, Deke, while we're waiting for that, too, just another example of Moab and Esau coming together against us. And Judith, when Holofernes wanted to go through the small passages to get to Jerusalem, it was Moab and Edom that said, "No, don't do that. Surround and besiege the city. That will work against it better to defeat them." So they always come together.
You got that?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, Judith 5. I mean, yeah, I got you.
Where is it at? You found the pages?
Yeah.
You sent them in the meantime.
Yes, sir.
Judith 7 and 8.
Read that.
The book of Judith, chapter 7 and I'll start from verse 7. Verse 7. And viewed the passages up to the city, and came to the fountains of their waters, and took them, and set garrison of men of war over them. And he himself removed toward his people. Then came unto him all the chief of the children of Esau, and of the governors of the people of Moab, and the captains of the seacoast, and said, Let our Lord now hear a word, that there be not an overthrow in thine army. For this people of the children of Israel do not trust in their spears, but in the height of the mountains wherein they dwell, because it is not easy to come up to the tops of their mountains. Now therefore, my Lord, fight not against them in battle array, and there shall not so much as one man of thy people perish. Remain in thy camp, and keep all the men of thine army, and let thy servants get into their hands the fountain of water, which issueth forth of the foot of the mountain.
Wow, meaning oh man, cut up our water supply, starve us out. Wow, man, these guys are the worst. You got it?
Yeah, they got it.
Page 154 and 155.
Verse 13.
We'll be verse 13.
Verse 13. For all the inhabitants of Bethulia have their water thence, so shall thirst kill them.
Wow.
And they shall give up their city, and we and our people shall go up to the tops of the mountains that are near, and will camp upon them to watch that none go out of the city.
Wow, and help them. Wow, and help them overthrow us. Edom and Moab. You can't make it up, man. You cannot make this up. Read that.
Where you want me to start at, D?
Siege the Jews, and he got their wealth. The Jews, just having obliged them to surrender. The Jews and whatever that's what it is.
Jews and Haggasah, and having obliged them to surrender at discretion, drove them into exile.
Come on.
Their wealth was confiscated and distributed among his followers. After several engagements in which the impostor was victorious, Kajah attacked him near Kabar. And though this place was the seat of the Jewish power in Arabia.
Well, this is Muhammad. This is Ishmael attacked us. Go ahead.
This miserable people were defeated with great slaughter.
Go ahead.
Their leaders who, with difficulty, escaped being resolved to try the event of another engagement, was again completely routed and suffered death with that constancy which characterizes his nation. After the termination of the unequal conflict, the Jews were compelled to submit to the power of the conqueror and become tributary. Sometime after the death of the impostor, they were transplanted to Syria.
The impostor is Muhammad. Go ahead.
He having left it as his dying injunction that one and the true religion should alone be professed his native land of Arabia. And the caliphs who succeeded Muhammad were united both the temporal and the spiritual power, and their valor, being animated by the violent spirit of fanaticism, was altogether irresistible.
That's why they burned our Bibles. They were fanatics. They were violent, like they are today.
Wild men.
Wild men. Go ahead.
Omar, the second caliph,
Omar came after Muhammad, the second caliph. Go ahead.
Was one of the most rapid conquerors who ever spread desolation over the face of the earth.
He was a madman too. Go ahead.
During the 10 years of his reign, he subdued Arabia, Syria, Mesopotamia, Persia, and Egypt.
That's how they took over these lands. Go ahead.
With the Saracens under his command, he invested
the Muslims
Jerusalem.
under his command. Go ahead.
And after an abstinent siege,
he did what with the Saracens? He did what
with the Saracens under his command? Go back.
He did what
with the Saracens under his command? He invested Jerusalem.
They took Jerusalem. That's how they got in there. That's how the Palestinians got in the land. Conquest. Go ahead.
And after an abstinent siege, which lasted 4 months, the Christians, having obtained an honorable capitulation.
Capitulation. Go ahead.
Capitulation, surrendered the city.
We lost the city. The Israelites lost the city. Go ahead.
The conqueror would not allow them to be deprived of their churches, but by his command, the ground where Solomon's temple stood.
The ground where the Greeks took over and built Jupiter Olympus, right? What did the Arabs do, Read?
But by his command, the ground where Solomon's temple stood
go ahead,
was prepared for the foundation of a mosque.
Same thing. Go ahead.
Which was the first Mohammedan place of worship erected in Jerusalem.
They built the temple right on top of Solomon's temple. Disrespectful. You cannot make it up. That's why I feel no pity for them over there. I don't care.
And Dick, look at the top. The conqueror would not allow. Read that part again.
The conqueror world will not allow them to be deprived of their churches.
So that's the same thing that the Jewish people are doing to them.
Yeah.
Not allow them. So why are we feeling sorry for them?
Right. It says the conqueror would not allow them to be deprived. I mean, the conqueror, when Islam conquered the Holy Roman Empire, the Christians out of Jerusalem, they allowed them to still keep their Christian churches. That's what they did here. That's what it's saying. They gave them they let the church stay up regardless. Because remember, Islam is a religion of adaptation. It kind of like it goes with the flow. Like, okay, you're Christian, okay, be Christian, but still honor Islam. It's madness. That's why you see women walking around with a hijab on their head, on their face, with tight-ass pants on. It's an ideology of compromise. That's what it does. Read on.
When Persia submitted to the victorious Saracens.
That's why these guys walking around with their faces clean-shaven, with three-piece suits on. It's compromise. It molds with the world. Go ahead.
When Persia submitted to the victorious Saracens,
Muslims,
the Jews who hoped for a favorable change in their affairs rejoiced in their success. Idris-Girdi III, the last Persian monarch, had, according to their annals, either begun or carried on a bloody persecution against them.
Annals.
Yeah.
Either begun or carried on a bloody persecution against them, giving their synagogues to the Magi and causing their academies to be shut.
Yeah, go ahead.
The rapid conquest of the enemies of their cruel oppressors, who were either pagans or Christians, and the frequent destruction of the churches of the latter, highly gratified their inclinations.
Go ahead.
They are even accused of having ingratiated
themselves
with the Saracens by instigating them against the Christians. Those enthusiastic conquerors for some time used their prosperity with moderation. And though the Jews often changed masters by the swift succession of monarchs, they only participated in the...
That's all it ends, right? That's it? That's all I want. So the Jews caught hell under the Muslims, the Persian Muslims, pretty much. But the point is that the Muslims gained dominion over Jerusalem through conquest and built a mosque right on top of where Solomon's temple once stood. And prior to them doing that, the Romans built a pagan city called Aelia Capitolina, which is a worship the same god, Jupiter, same thing. Going back to that same god, Quas, it's the same god. Quas, Zeus, Odin, it's the same. All these nations worship the same god and defiled the same and took our land. It's always the big three. Always the big three that took over Africa, and the slave trade on both oceans involved all those three. I'll say it again. The slave trade in both oceans always involved those three. Edom, Ishmael, and Moab. We're going to get to that. So we're going to eventually start diving into that next class, next session, all right? So with that, hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. We're going to wrap it up. All praise to the Most High.
Fire. Hey, Israel, let's give another hand for the leadership for that class. Deacon's back. OHH, we back. Been some months, all praise Most High. Hey, we want to welcome back Deacon and Cap from the Quest 7.
All praises.
All praise the Most High. Did excellent work out there. Returned back. Then went to the Blitz.
Yeah,
13 hours away. All praise the Most High.
Yeah. Hey, all praises, man. A lot of work being done. A lot of work was being done.
That 13 hours is crazy.
13 hours is crazy long. But all praise to the Most High. The work got done. It was worth it. It was all worth it. The words being spread. While these nations out here fighting and warring over lands that don't belong to them, we out here building the nation. So it is what it is. Let them keep on. Let the distractions continue while we all here doing the work.
Right.
Until we can't no more. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
All praise the Most High.
All praises to the Most High. Yep.
So, Israel, make sure you subscribe to Our Hidden History on YouTube. Hey, can we get some music playing when we're doing announcements going forward, bro? That'd be so boring, bro.
Just don't start singing.
Why you have to say that? Anyway. All right, so subscribe to Our Hidden History Radio on YouTube, all right? Make sure you hit the notification button so you know when we go live. You don't want to miss an episode. Also, subscribe to our Philly channel. Subscribe on YouTube to IUIC Philadelphia.
He needs the beat so he can sing along with it.
No, I didn't say that. I need the beat because black people talk with rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to IUIC Philadelphia and IUIC Philadelphia in the Classroom to get the latest camp videos from the deacon and captain and officers of IUIC Philly. You can donate to Our Hidden History on PayPal too. IUIC.Philadelphia@IsraelUnite.org. In the comment section, put OHH. Also, you can donate to the Booster Club so the prophets can continue to do the work and reach our people scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. You can donate on PayPal too, IUIC.fundraising@IsraelUnite.org. Subscribe to IUIC TV to get exclusive content from the leadership of IUIC And tune in next to Raven and Wolves with Deacon Malafire. All right.
We done? We said?
No, it's a few
Hey,
more.
pray to the yeah, what happened?
It's a few more announcements.
We got more announcements.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
This guy, boy.
Yo, ain't me. Ain't
Damn,
me.
cat.
IT, man.
Nah, but I thought it was finished.
No, that was IT, man. All right. Missing persons. We are looking for Alex Maria and Jackson Coleman. All right. Ages 8 and 6, male and female. Hair color brown, eye color unknown, height unknown, weight unknown. They were last seen on June 6th. They were last seen with their mother, Nina Coleman, 40, heading to Providence, Rhode Island, in a silver Mazda CX-5 PA tags. All right. If you do notice or see these children, make sure you reach out to your local authorities and let's help find our children. All right. Next. All right, Shalom, we're seeking your assistance to enhance our national broadcast. Kindly spare a minute to provide feedback by answering 5 brief questions. So if you got the time, go ahead, pull out your phone, hit the QR code, and give your feedback. All right? I'm not going to say anything about Officer Manuel.
You just did.
What?
Oh, I did? My
What
bad.
just happened?
I don't know.
Took a weird dark turn.
Literally.
No pun intended.
Literally. A very, very, very dark turn.
You guys are terribly racist against your own people.
Yes.
Yeah, terrible, man.
Okay, we got one more announcement.
Oh, my gosh, man.
All right. We are currently working on our 3rd royalty films 3 days later. All right? So royalty films is working on our 3rd film.
Flims.
No, he about to say farms.
Flims.
Oh, come on, bro.
What's going on right now?
Congratulations. There's no music. That's
Come on,
why.
man. Yeah, man. We can do that again,
It's
bro.
okay, obviously. You're going to make it, bro. You're going to make it through this, man. Just keep going, man. We're going to make fun of you at the end of the show, but this do what you got to do for now. So
That didn't encourage me at all. Anyway. All right.
I believe in you, man, to an extent.
You can do it.
We are currently working on our 3rd royalty films 3 days later, based on the life of the Black Messiah. Yes, that's right. A Jesus film properly displayed. We are in desperate need of donations to make this film better than our last 2, Joseph's Dream and The Curse of Miriam. Support, support, support. Please send your donations to royaltyfilms.com. All right? So make sure you're sending your donations. Say it again.
Oh, shoot.
See that?
Well, he wanted music.
I said I was going to be kind to Officer Manning, and he still takes a shot. You know?
Oh, man. All right. Well.
Vengeance is mine, save the Lord.
All right. Well, that ended up on a pretty bad note. So with that, we're going to say shalom, and we'll see y'all next week. Stay tuned.
Shalom.
Y'all are trouble, man.